kind of goes back to stop ignoring the clues. Most couples have the same fight. Now, it may not be the exact same topic, it may not be, but it is the same fight. And when I do a counseling with couples, that's what we try to figure out first. You know, what is the fight? Now, what is the thing that keeps coming up? And it may have different names, it may have different, faces, but it's the same fight. And if we go back to when we were first dating people, I find that there's 4 things that couples usually have different. In most couples, there's a verbal and there's a nonverbal. Often the verbal's the woman, not always. The average man talks around 3,000 words a day. The average woman talks around 9,000 words a day, which kind of means, Dan, that if you get home and your 3,000 are gone, I have 6,000 left.
You basically need 2 more husbands.
You're right. Oh, definitely. Or at least 3 girlfriends that I see all the time. One of those has to happen. And the verbal is the one that wants to talk about the relationship in the day, and they generally end up in a relationship with someone that's like, so what do you want me to say? And the verbal's saying, tell me how you feel, and the nonverbal's like, well, I feel hungry, and so that's generally what's happening. And so that could be the fight. The fight, no matter what the topic, could be, you don't talk to me. Dan, you never talk to me. You don't tell me anything. I pour everything out. And then you're resisting the talking. The next thing is there's usually a high energy level person in a relationship and one that's lower energy. And the high energy is never stopping. I mean, they thrive off of other people. They get energy from being around other people. And often they get in a relationship with someone who's lower energy, who may not thrive off of other people, who may get energy from being alone. And other people may stress them out or overwhelm them or exhaust them. And so that may be the fight. That the one person wants to go and travel and do and talk and have everything now and have parties and entertain, and the other person may want more quiet time, alone time, dinner with the 2 of us. Why can't we just take a walk? Why do we have to always be going somewhere? We also have the 3rd thing I find is the very neat person. If you're drinking a drink and you set it here and you turn for an instant and come back, drink's gone, table's waxed, in the dishwasher, everything is done. And that often is the fight. One person's things are everywhere and they make a mess in the kitchen.
And each side of that tension could be fighting. You're always tidying my stuff away, or you never tidy up after yourself.
And I'm angry, let's say, because your things are everywhere, and you're angry because you can't even relax in your own house, and so that becomes. And then the last fight that happens a lot is money. One person wants to spend it. It gives them kind of a rush or a high, and the other person's like, don't spend it. We won't have enough, to live until we die. And so that often is the fight. And a lot of people say communication is the problem in a relationship. It's really communicating over either how we want to talk, how we feel about our money, how we spend our money, how we feel about keeping the house, how we feel about energy and what we want to do and where we want to go. And there's more than those 4, but those seem to
What about the classic one? This seems to be one that I see a lot in my work, is the partner. There's one partner that wants to work harder, one partner that wants to put more into the career, one wants to put more into the success.
That's more the high energy, low energy.
Okay,
that's kind of where the high energy
Yeah.
person never is satisfied. They are the overachievers. They have to do more, and work often is what they're going to do. And if it's a stay-at-home mom, let's say, or a stay-at-home dad, then they will overwork that. They will be on every committee. They will volunteer. They'll do everything. So it's the high energy person that needs the work. They need the people, they need the work, they need the constant involvement in something. And then they're married to more of the low energy who would like to just kind of sit, and can we just sit and watch TV and make some popcorn, and why do we have to be going somewhere doing something all the time?
So if we quit fighting the same fight, what do we have to do instead?
Well, it's hard to quit fighting the same fight, and I say it because I want people to be aware of it, but it's hard to do because we're talking values here. The way I spend my money, the way I spend my time, how I want to talk to you, and how I want things to look, be organized or not, these are deep-seated feelings in me. And so again, it kind of comes back to dating, and understanding that this is the way the person's going to be, and pick your battles.
We might be talking about this later on as well, but one of the things that we mentioned briefly before is that opposites attract as well. You're attracted to people who complement you in
Definitely.
one of these areas maybe. And then after time it turns into the thing that attracted you is actually now the thing that's
Oh, yeah.
actually attention.
Yeah, there's 6 billion people to choose from, and we don't date people like us. We date the person that's like, wow, you and I have nothing in common, so let's get married because we could annoy each other the rest of our life. How fun would that be? So that's kind of what happens.